These juicy gems are grown under the sun, picked at their peak, and will get ready in a bit to delight your taste buds with its unforgettable flavor. Just stick around and we will run you through the mesmerizing process of harvesting millions of these delicious tomatoes. Tomatoes are delicate little miracles of nature, which seem to get ruined if we touch them firmly. But I wonder how huge harvesting scoops up those perfectly ripe tomatoes without ruining a single piece. And the icing on the cake is, these machines eat up the entire crop of tomatoes, containing leaves, twigs, tomatoes, and all. But you must be wondering how on earth it is releasing only the red juicy tomatoes out of that stuff. Not even the green tomatoes can be seen in the containers, so let me show you a little science working in here. As they roll along, they gobble up whole plants, while inside there's a cool sorting system that uses high-pressured air to blow away the leaves and twigs from a separate chamber back in the fields. So first the leaves are thrown back from where they belong, and now comes the ripened and unripe tomatoes. Here's the visual proof of what I just said, how an air blower separates the two incomparable tomato types. Once the containers filled with ripe tomatoes reach the factories, a little scoop of the millions of them are little tested and sorted to run their special unloading system. Yes, a lot of water is poured through the huge pipe straight into the containers for easy and bruise-free tomatoes transferring. It's because water gently moves the tomatoes towards the dedicated areas without damaging them. This way, the tomatoes stay fresh and intact as they make their way through the factory. Plus, it helps rinse off any loose dirt right from the start. Here they are kept for less than an hour to cool them a little bit before running them through any process. Next up, the tomatoes get collected again to transfer them directly inside the units through a safe and really interesting system. This system is even more active than you being on Instagram, because if any green tomatoes is trying to sneak through it, it immediately detects, collects, and transfers it onto another running belt, probably back to the fields. Through their unique underground system, the tomatoes are transported for further and real processing. But first, they get a thorough wash. It gets rid of any leftover dirt, pesticides, or residues that might still be hanging around. Round for these manual detectors. Apologies. I mean, these beautiful ladies fixated their eyes on every passing tomato, so no unwanted stuff or even rotten tomatoes can pass through. After the final wash, tomatoes get exposed to steaming right after washing. You may ask why steaming? Because it's the ultimate hack for loosening up those stubborn tomato skins. This would make peeling them super easy without messing up the juicy insides. Plus, the steam kills any lingering bacteria, so the tomatoes are totally clean and safe for processing. After steaming, the tomatoes are way easier to handle. Their skins just slide off, which is crucial for making that smooth, delicious tomato paste we all love. These machines have a super important job, getting rid of the unwanted tomato skins, because the skin can be tough and doesn't blend well into sauces and pastes. This step ensures the quality and texture are on point, using only the best tomatoes for your favorite sauces and recipes. peeled and clean tomatoes are passed through. These workers carefully check peeled tomatoes to make sure they're perfect before they're packed and processed, both. They look closely to see if there's any skin left on the tomatoes after they've been peeled. Top-notch tomatoes are going to make it into these containers for quick and safe packaging, as they act as strong shields against light and air, which may quickly ruin tomato quality if exposed directly. After tomatoes are peeled and packed, the rest are directed to large slicing and chopping machines. These machines quickly chop them into small, juicy chunks before they are processed into tomato paste. Chopping them first simplifies the process of transforming them into smooth tomato paste later on. It's about breaking down a complex task into manageable steps. This ensures a consistent texture for sauces and toppings like pasta and pizza. Now a bunch of modern detectors make sure only the best tomato chunks pass the test. The tomatoes are all set for grinding, so they head straight for beefy commercial grinders to create a thick tomato paste. This process involves both grinding and sterilizing, which ensures the paste is safe and flavorful. It takes a bit of time to get the perfect texture, but it's worth it for that rich tomato taste in several dishes. Before it hits the shelves, experts grab a batch of the tomato paste they've whipped up to run it through some serious tests. They make some cuisines with it to see how it holds up in action. Once it gets their stamp of approval, it's good to go for packaging. Nowadays, you know the packaging of all kinds is easily handled with the help of robotic systems. So does the tomato paste packaging. Glass jars will be used here because they are durable and non-reactive to the acidic nature of tomato paste. They make sure every jar keeps the tomato paste fresh and tasty.